Hi there, I'm Elin. I'm training Muay Thai out of Kristiansand in the south of Norway. I'm 38 years old and a mother of three, and I'm quite new to Muay Thai. I only started March of 2018, and I was one of the attendees at Sylvie's Muay Khao Summit in Pattaya in December. And with this vlog, I'm going to try to answer a few questions that may help anybody who wants to attend a summit in the future or who is interested in what we were doing while we were there. Okay, so the first question is my reasons for coming to the summit. And basically, it's just um, to learn from Sylvie in person, to learn from the legends, and to connect with other female fighters and to learn from them. So, yeah, I'd say that was my main reason for coming. Um, my expectations before going, I think it was really difficult to expect anything or to even fantasize about what it would be like because I had never experienced anything like that before. And I had never been to any type of Muay Thai training camp in Thailand either, even though this one was maybe a little bit different. And so I just expected to having to work real hard and that the training was going to be, you know, pretty tough. So that I perhaps needed to be in good physical shape. And I tried to prepare the best I could. So, in addition to my regular training hours, I added some extra running and exercises to strengthen the neck because we were going to do a lot of clenching at the summit. And I also made sure to take good care of my feet. And so those were my expectations. Um, More than expecting, I was perhaps nervous prior to going. So I was nervous about meeting everyone, going away on my own without knowing anybody. Um, I was nervous about my inexperience in Muay Thai. Um, but even more than that, I was nervous not to be able to go once I had committed to going. So I was freaking out about anybody who came near me with a cough, going like, "Are you sick?" Because I was so afraid that I was going to catch some kind of virus and then that they wouldn't let me on the flight or that I wouldn't be in good shape enough to participate in the summit. Yeah. Okay. What was the experience like? This too is difficult to answer because it was just a lot, and I'm still digesting uh, all the experiences. And um, well, it was a little bit like being outside of time and space. It's like time passed mysteriously slow and fast at the same time. And it was super intense, um, more intense than anything I've ever experienced before. Um, and it was a little bit intimidating, perhaps. No, it was definitely intimidating. It's a bit, it was a little bit um like you've just learned how to swim like last week, and then your friend comes along and says, "Hey, you want to go for a swim?" And you go like, "Oh yeah, I want to go for a swim. I know how to swim." And then you come down to the shore, and your friend says like, "So I just thought we could swim for 10 days straight over the Atlantic." Uh, um, but then it's not just you and your friend. There's also like 13 other people there. So you're not doing it on your own. And then you all jump in the water at the same time and uh, shared experience. And you start to swim, and you maybe freak out a little bit or feel like you're going to freak out a little bit on several occasions. And you're just going and going, and then all of a sudden these legends come along, and Sylvie is there right next to you all the time. A little bit like, dolphins, super intelligent, wise, and they know everything about being in the water. And they play with you and they show you tricks, and you start playing too. And little by little, the water feels more comfortable and less scary. And you start to forget about the distance. And then all of a sudden, 10 days have passed and you're already over on the other side. I think that's a little bit how it felt like. And even though like in the middle of it, even though sometimes you may feel a little bit overwhelmed because of everything that's going on, uh, you still feel like you can just stop swimming and just relax and lay on your back and look up into the stars and just like breathe and take it easy for a bit. And then when you feel like you can go at it again, you just continue going. So just listen to your body and your mind, and make sure that you uh well, it's just, yeah, you just have to swim. That's how it was. So what was unexpected with the experience? I think the most unexpected for me, coming from the north and the cold, was the heat to begin with. It's just like this wall of heat that just hits you. And to train in the heat was literally like standing in the sauna, uh, doing heavy work and sweating. Um, that was one thing. And the other thing was that I thought that my neck was going to be sore all the time and stiff from all the clenching, but it wasn't, which was a very pleasant, unexpected surprise. And then another thing that comes to mind is how willing Sylvie and the legends and everybody around, like the crews and the padmen, the pad holders, how willing they were to share their knowledge, to teach us, in how down to earth and welcoming and friendly everybody was. And that everybody was so occupied with taking care of each other. And that went for all the other attendees at the summit too. Like, there was really no big egos. That just it was just everybody was there, and everybody was helping each other out. And you know it was just such a great vibe. And that was kind of surprising to me, because normally when you're in a situation with a group of people, there's always someone that would rather be for themselves, or I don't know. So how did the summit affect me? Well, Um, it's made it clear to me how much I love Muay Thai. Um, and I knew beforehand that I enjoyed clinching, uh, but this was clinching on a total different level. Like it was clinching all the time. So now I know that I really like clinching. Um, and I also like knees, but even more, I love elbows. And elbows is something that we rarely get to train down at my gym. So this was awesome, but all of it was just awesome. Um, but what I was gonna say was that I feel like I'm getting a little bit closer to finding my Muay Thai, like my style. And that after seeing all the different legends and their different styles, and the female fighters and their different styles, and then all the attendees and their different styles, it just made it very clear to me how every individual have their own unique Muay Thai voice, so to speak, in movements, and which fits with the mechanics of their body and their physique, and uh, that there is no sort of right way of doing something. It's the right way of doing it for you. Um, and I think that uh, I'm getting there. I'm getting on the road to develop my own voice in movement, which is super exciting. Um, and then another question, what others coming in the future should hope for? I think that anybody who considers going in the future should hope for a once in a lifetime opportunity for super fast development uh, beyond anything they've ever learned before or experienced in learning before. Not necessarily specific tricks or combinations. It's just that it's like a natural, I don't know. It was just insane, the amount of, or the speed with which uh, all of the people who were there, just you could see people around you like getting it and developing, and I felt like myself, I don't even know how much I learned, but I think that it will sink in, like it will, I will understand little by little um, how much I actually was exposed to. Like right now, sitting here, it's really difficult to sort of even grasp how big it was. Um, but yeah, I can say with the hand on my heart that this is by far the best experience I've ever had, and I cannot recommend it enough to anybody who is serious about Muay Thai and wants to learn. And it was really nice that out of all the attendees, we were all different, coming from different places, and but also from different levels of experience. And it worked out so well. And I feel like some people had tons of experience and had so many fights, and some of us not so much, and I felt like it didn't matter. I felt like we we were all in that space, and just sharing space and sharing the experience. Um, and I guess um, a big part of it was the actual location. that the summit took place at the gym where Sylvie trains in Pattaya, which is a traditional Thai family gym. And Pinu or Krunu, who is running the gym, um, it's literally his home, and his father who founded the gym, he is there, and it's like it's just like this. It was so welcoming, and I think that being welcome, like first being welcomed into their home, set sort of the standard for being welcome to the summit. And it just everybody just felt like family in the end. So thank you so much, Kevin and Sylvie, and all the legends, and all the wonderful women that I met at the summit. This has been the greatest experience in my life. Thank you.